Number 9 highway in northeastern Saskatchewan, looking north towards Hudson Bay, 85k away. Behind us, the junction with Highway 49 is about 20k, just east of Priestville. Oh, old service station sign. That is one old service station. It's Wednesday morning and about coffee time. We're not going to get coffee there. Might get an old pickup truck though. Farther on down the access road, Township Road 231 towards Endeavour. Come across this museum. John Pelagian's Museum. It's got painted up a little bit, modified that old McCormick gearing. Got extra wheels added on here and there. Equipment sitting on the top, it looks like. All the way along the line. Case tractor in there. And looking into Endeavour, Saskatchewan. It's Monday, August the 5th, 2019. Well, looking across the rail line to the eastern facades on Railway Avenue. Canadian National laid this rail line, Lillian Junction to Hudson Bay in 1931. An extension of CN's Assiniboia sub. Kenora to Hudson Bay Junction, 93.7 miles. Looking due west along 1st Street South. The famous Pioneer Hotel. A few ranchers began filtering into this area in the 1880s, 1890s, but it wasn't until Canadian Northern reached Sturgis in 1911 that newcomers from Europe began to settle here in large numbers, mainly Bukovinians, Galicians, and Ruthenians from Central Europe. That population was augmented in the aftermath of the Great War when settlers seated by the Soldier Settlement Board began sprinkling into the area, followed by refugees from the Southern Dust Bowl coming up the brand new Canadian National line in the early 30s. The rural post office of Annette had been established by Simon Mills December 1st, 1915, and this changed to Endeavour on January the 1st, 1929, when Mrs. Elizabeth Zdebski was the postmistress. Oh, how handy you could pick up your mail and your whiskey at the same time at the corner of Railway and Main. And find out what's going on in town. See what your 65 fellow Endeavourians are up to these days. Looking not quite due west up Main Street. Endeavour appears to be laid out perpendicular to the rail line. Don't know what that big glass fronted store was, but we got a Golden Age club. Endeavour was incorporated as a village on April 29th, 1953 in the rural municipality of Priestville, number 334 on Treaty 4 territory. Classic old false fronts on Railway Avenue and the hall just north of the post office. 1st Street South. Some of the old storefronts. Priestville is pretty close to get your groceries, and Yorkton isn't that far away, actually, if you got a good car. Right across the street is St. James. I'm not sure when it went up, but it would have been 30s sometime, I think. Maybe the 40s. East along 1st Street South, aka Township Road 371, to the nice nice modern school that's been unfortunately closed since June of 2006. The kids go down to Priestville, I imagine. Old storage rental. Forestry, of course, has been the backbone of the economy out here. You can still see evidence of it right over there. White spruce and some black spruce, tamarack, swamp birch. They didn't use many logs in the backstop over there. And behind the school, playground, unsurprisingly, I guess. Just farther east along First, between 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue. There's the Recplex, skating rink, curling rink. And a sample of a log-built house, I guess, a shanty. Right across from the school is this church. It dates from the 30s, 40s as well. All saints. And there's another little church in town. Well, it might be a little breezy, but we'll give it a go here. About 400 meters up, looking north. The big white building is the Recplex between 1st Avenue and 2nd Avenue on 1st Street there. To the north, northeast and northwest is the Porcupine Provincial Forest. The mid-boreal uplands echo each other. Some spruce remaining, trembling aspen, mostly swamp birch, tamarack. The west, this is all stagnant ice moraine here. Loam and clay loam all churned up, drifting to 30 to 130 meters over the bedrock in places. Coming around to the south. The Assiniboia River is about 14 miles away. 25 kilometers south down the rail line there. In 1925, Canadian National dropped a switch in the Priestville sub just to the east of Priestville, called it Lillian Junction, and built this rail line up to Hudson Bay. Used mainly for hauling logs and lumber out and bringing fuel oil and equipment in up to Hudson Bay, which was a center of commerce. Looking eastward out over the Swan Hill River Plain. Arabella and Danbury are out that way beyond the highway. The Swan River Plain is part of the boreal transition zone with its June grasses and plains rough fescue wheat grasses, trembling aspen, balsam poplar, willow. Looking to the northeast back towards the Porcupine Hills. That's Township Road 371, coming in 2 kilometers from Highway 9. North up the line, 44.6 kilometers is Usherville. Oosta, Tall Pines are after that, mostly just lumber sidings, logging sidings. Reserve is 23.4 miles to the north. These are the station grounds. There was 3 stations at Endeavour over the years. CN dropped off a freight passenger shelter at mile 39.7 from Kenora in 1930. And as well, they brought in a portable, which they used as a sectionman's bunkhouse. Brought it in from Burtville. And I guess they used them both together until 1938 when they sent the portable to Dauphin 10 years later, they built a standard number 4A station. In 1949, they sent the freight passenger shelter as a section man's house to Chimal in Manitoba, I think. The station might have been right in here somewhere, probably closer to head of Main Street. There was one elevator stood here. Cyril Grain built in 1930. That structure was closed by the Saskatchewan wheat pool in 1979, and it is long gone. When or where the station went, no one remembers. And the sun is coming out. Endeavour was named for a Stinson Detroiter aircraft, which was owned by the Lady Elsie McKay. It was flown by noted aviator W.R. Hinchcliffe. They wanted to be the first to fly across the Atlantic, east to west. They departed Lincolnshire on March the 13th, 1928. Parts of the aircraft washed up in County Donegal a few months later. The next two stations south on the line, Hinchcliffe and Lady Lake, are so named to commemorate that tragedy. Along with Endeavour, Saskatchewan.